It's really interesting. Back in the 70s when these big movies were really coming out and summer blockbusters were becoming a thing, before all that, superhero movies were not a thing. In fact, the only thing they got were TV shows, cartoons, and a live action movie just seemed impossible. That's really what it was. And then Warner Brothers had the rights to Superman, and they said, you know what? We have delved into a lot of new things during this decade. Let's just make a Superman movie and see what happens. So, yeah, we got this awesome movie. Superman the movie. So Superman the movie came out in 1978, and it has the iconic characters, the iconic theme song, the iconic look, and they have the Christopher Reeve, which is everything you need to make a really good Superman movie, for the most part, until you get to number 4. And 3 as well, I'll give it that. But anyway, this was like a big project. Like I said, this is like something that is never heard of. No one's ever really seen a superhero movie made before. And this was the first step for it. And if it didn't live up to the expectations that everyone needed to make a Superman movie, then this movie would totally fail. But this movie is so good. I mean, it's really well acted. The script for it is just quotable, as always. And Christopher Reeve plays the best version of Superman ever. Because once when he's Superman, he is like just that basic superhero that everyone says he is. Hello, citizen. It seems like a good day in Metropolis, isn't it? And whenever he's facing a criminal and all such, he just has that snarky attitude that I really, really like. Especially when this one guy is climbing on the side of this building here, and he hits Superman's foot. He's like, "What?" Looks up, and there's Superman, and Superman's like, "Hi there. Something wrong with the elevator?" And it just drops right there. That was hilarious. I love that type of comedy in superhero movies. And the reason why he's like this to criminals is because he can. They can't mess with him. There's even a guy that sneaks up right behind him with a crowbar, whacks him in the head, and the only person that got hurt was the criminal. Superman just turns around like, bad vibrations? Or what's going on? That's really what he is. I like that. And when he plays Clark Kent, it really does feel like he's a different person because Superman is upbeat. He has a low voice. He knows what to say. He's not afraid of being like the public eye and all such. While as Clark Kent, he is high talkative. He stutters. He's kind of this nerdy guy and all such. He's a big guy that carries a lot of stuff. He has like this nervous little tick in his voice. Like he's afraid to speak out. When it's like a big room or something, he's afraid to speak out and everything. He really did feel like a different character other than just put glasses on, you're a different person. Oh well. But I was really convinced that it was two different characters. So I gotta give the movie props for that. Oh yeah, and Marlon Brando, who plays Jor-El, for the shortest time that he is on screen, he is good. And it's mostly just him talking. When it's him on screen, it's just him talking. You just hear his voice in the background and all such. Everything he says is just iconic. You just want to listen to this over and over again. This is like the prayer you want to hear at night when you go to bed. It is something to really remember. Oh, and Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor, forget it. The guy is just too good to be anyone else. Because, well, Kevin Spacey couldn't do it for obvious reason, and Jesse Eisenberg is the worst decision. I think Gene Hackman really did find the fun part of the character and also the smartness of the character. You know, how he's always snarky, he always has a smile on his face because he knows he's outsmarted you before you even know you're being played. Because that's how Lex Luthor works. And with Gene Hackman in this performance, he definitely knows how to capture that. especially when he's in a world surrounded by morons. He just basically talks down to everybody, and that's what Lex Luthor is supposed to be. So I gotta give him credit for that. For me, the role of Superman is a little different than any other superhero because, how do I say this? To be two different characters is a bit of a challenge for most such, because with Superman, he has to be a more of a different character when he's Clark Kent than he is as Superman, otherwise people will see his identity. For Batman, it is easy because he has a mask. For Spider-Man, it's easy because mask. For Wonder Woman, okay, Wonder Woman counts because, yeah, she has to cover up a lot for her identity. But, well, I gotta say, in the end, this movie is a landmark. In the end, I gotta say this movie is definitely a landmark, definitely a step up. It showed the whole world that superhero movies can be a thing. And it's still considered one of the best superhero movies of all time. Which is funny because there is no big boss in this movie. There is no real, like, action fight or anything like that happening in this movie. There is no big guy with horns out of his sides or hands trying to beat Superman to death. There is no, like, Brainiac that with a bunch of tubes in his head to basically control the entire universe. There's none of that stuff. And there's no purple guy with jazz hand fingers to snap half of the universe out of existence. And the movie still works. And people keep saying that superhero movies today, without bringing big boss battles into the movie, that can actually work. This movie did this 40 years before any of that happened. So in other words, anyone who has made comments about that in today's superhero movies, they need to shut up because it has already happened, it is done, and it's one of the best. It has been proven to be the best. And Superman the movie gets the outstanding achievement of legendary. This movie is definitely watchable. It is a definite worth checking out. And Christopher Reeve plays one of the best performances, if not the best performance for a superhero ever. And that includes like Hugh Jackman, Robert Downey Jr., or Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, I said it. I said it. Christopher Reeve is Superman, and he is more memorable than any of them. Yeah, I said it. Hate me if you want. But it's just my opinion. So anyway, Superman the movie. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, comment below, let me know, and I'll see you in the next video.